Whether you love it or hate it, confrontation is an expected element of living around other people. Sure, there are ways to avoid it for some time, but sooner or later, you're going to find yourself in a situation when confronting others is the only way to go. Of course, the fact that confrontation is an unavoidable aspect of life doesn't mean everyone is equally equipped to handle it, which means that some people are more confrontational than others. While some signs prefer to avoid confrontation until the very last second, others embrace it and enjoy it to the point that even their friendly interactions are vaguely confrontational. While some signs see confrontation as some kind of aggression, others see it as the most efficient way to go through life. Which sign does what? Keep watching to find out. Starting with Aries. If there's something Aries loves, it's confrontation. While they may or may not enjoy the drama that often comes with it, confrontation is one of the things Aries will never walk away from. Aries is straightforward and opinionated, and when they don't like something, you better bet they'll let you know to your face. In fact, if they do like something, they'll also make sure to let you know it. Aries is the only sign in the zodiac that is confrontational even in their friendly interactions, which makes them come off as aggressive and intimidating even when they're just trying to be kind. Next, we have Taurus. While headstrong and opinionated, Taurus isn't one to act confrontational unless there's a really good reason for it. Because Taurus loves their peace, they prefer to let small things slide and will even play dumb if they feel like it's beneficial to them. When their feelings are hurt or you do something they simply can't ignore, they'll get all over your face about it. What makes this particularly striking is the fact that because they're so stubborn, once a Taurus engages in confrontation, they'll take it to a whole new level and will only stop after they are satisfied. Next, we have Gemini. While Geminis don't enjoy confrontation as a norm, they have the foresight to understand that letting things fester is only going to make them worse. Thus, a Gemini will much rather confront people than bottle things up, even if it leads to an awkward conversation. Luckily, Geminis tend to be great at communicating, so they're usually capable of resolving whatever was bothering them after a short, if uncomfortable, chat. If things draw out too much, though, or the other person is not willing to see things from their perspective, don't be surprised if the serious discussion ends up transforming into a shouting match. Next, we have Cancer. Cancers dislike confrontation and will try just about any trick under the sun rather than confronting anyone. They'll try to diffuse the situation by changing their behavior, pretending nothing is going on, or even outright bribing the other party to just let things go. However, this only tends to apply when no one else is being affected by the lack of confrontation. If a Cancer's loved one is on the line, Cancers will throw themselves headfirst into the confrontation, ready to defend their loved ones against all odds. Next, we have Leo. Dramatic and self-absorbed, you better bet Leo loves confrontation. As natural-born drama queens, Leos will tell you exactly what's in their minds and will do so proudly. They see no point in being dishonest or keeping things to themselves just to keep the peace. And while they might measure themselves if it comes to confronting someone they like, they won't afford the same kindness to strangers. All in all, Leos delight in sharing their opinion and letting others know what they're thinking, so they'll never let the opportunity to be confrontational pass them by. Next, we have Virgo. As a general rule, Virgos will try to stay away from confrontations because they're well aware that they tend to make things harder. That said, they're perfectly comfortable having serious conversations, which, when you think about it, are confrontations, though expressed in a more organized way. When having a confrontation regarding serious conversations, Virgos will attempt to be as productive as possible. It's not about letting their emotions run wild, it's about telling you exactly what they need to tell you to make things better between you two. This doesn't mean they won't get emotional in the middle of things, though they will try to keep their cool. Next, we have Libra. To absolutely no one's surprise, Libras despise confrontation. In general, Libras hate drama, arguments, and having to pick sides, so confrontations are just not meant for them. This means that they will avoid them like the plague, and while it's not necessarily a positive thing, they're very good at it. Of course, this often results in Libra bottling things up until they finally explode. But hey, that's its own kind of confrontation, right? Next, we have Scorpio. Scorpios see confrontation as a great opportunity to speak plainly to others, which means they're never afraid to confront people head on. That said, they tend to take things too far, and in their attempt at being forthcoming, they end up being hurtful or downright mean. While they often approach confrontations with a productive goal in mind, Scorpios' tendency to go all out ends up turning said confrontations into actual fights. Scorpios need to realize not everyone loves confrontations as much as they do. Next, we have Sagittarius. While they usually have no problem talking to people, Sagittarius doesn't enjoy confrontations, mainly because they tend to take the fun out of things. Sagittarians just want to have a good time, and if they sense that confrontation will stop them from doing it, they'll avoid it to the best of their ability. Because of their natural talent with people, Sagittarians will try and often succeed to diffuse the situation before an actual confrontation happens. Next, we have Capricorn. Capricorns walk the line between disliking confrontation and being perfectly willing to throw down if necessary. They aren't drama queens like Leos or thirsting for a fight like Aries, but they won't run away from confrontation either. In general, Capricorn will keep to themselves as much as possible, but if they realize confrontation is the only way forward, they'll tackle it with gusto. If you want to act confrontational, they'll give just as good as they get. Next, we have Aquarius. Aquarians are both honest to the fault and incredibly patient, which means that they'll often try to resolve things in other ways, but won't hesitate to act confrontationally if they think that's the way to go. Aquarius don't go around life looking for a fight, but they won't back out from one either. All that said, Aquarians prefer calm and honest discussions, so their confrontations tend to be fairly peaceful, though that's not always the case. Next, we have Pisces. Pisces don't like confrontations at all because they're often incapable of not taking it personally. They're sensitive souls who prefer everyone around them to be in a good mood, so when someone acts confrontationally towards them, they usually perceive it as an attack. Because of this, Pisces tend to avoid confrontation either by just not involving themselves in it or by apologizing in an attempt to diffuse the situation. If they're forced into a confrontation, though, they'll be the first to blow it out of proportion because, in their mind, you're attacking them instead of trying to resolve an issue.